Hey, this is me building and strategizing my 400k per year profit solo consulting business right in front of your eyes. The way that this daily update series works is that I start by answering questions from the audience. This means that you can ask your question down below in the comment section, and then I'll answer it in tomorrow's video. It's a great engagement hack, and I get to engage with all of you, which is very, very cool. Then we do some business stats. This is basically just me filling out the growth of my social channels, my revenue, cash, and cost of running my consulting business. Then I'll run you through my to-do list, so what I did today and what I'll do tomorrow. And then I do some live strategy. Today I'll talk about my content system that allows me to have quite a bit of leverage when I create one thing and then use it multiple different ways, because I got the idea from a LinkedIn post that I did today where I answered a guy in the comments. So I thought as well, I want to leverage it even more and then do it on the daily updates channel, because I haven't walked you through it yet. I do this daily update series on my road to $1 million a year in personal profit, which is my goal. I haven't set a time frame for it, but I want to update you guys every single day to stay accountable for myself, but also to provide you a lot of value along the way to show you how I'm fixing these bottlenecks. I have the rules for my business, which is that I can only take calls 3 days a week with clients that I consider friends. And then I need to operate my business at least 85% profit margins. Last month I did 44,000 US dollars in cash with 94% margins. So that's too high. But this is my daily updates channel, and I head into the community and then I find a comment that I haven't interacted with. So you're probably wondering why I'm reading this comment out loud, since I have marked it as read, kinda. Well, it's the simple reason to that my OBS, which is my recording software, crashed, so I have to record this video again. I'll read it out loud, of course. Hey Dino. Hey Fred. Love the transparency. It's super inspiring for me. I'm trying to scale from 7 to 10k a month to 20 to 30k a month with this model in the French market. Oh, very nice. I've been posting one niche YouTube video a week for the past 2 to 3 months. High value, pretty clear angle, good structure, but still not getting consistent inbound calls. At this stage, when you feel like the content is good, but traction is still low, what is the one thing you'd focus on the most to tip the scale? Just doubling down on content until something clicks, or maybe something else? Would really appreciate your take. Appreciate the question, bro. And first of all, congratulations on reaching 7 to 10k. You will look back in a few years' time, and then you'll realize that it was so much harder getting from 0 to 10k than it is getting from 10 to 30k. So first of all, well done. You probably don't believe me, but you're in for a surprise. Well, bro, for the first of all, I always look for like a checklist of boxes when I get to work with people in order for like a rank of priorities to take them from where they are now to where they want to be. For you here, the things that stands out to me, right, is 7 to 10k a month. This typically means that you are decent at selling because you've convinced probably a handful of people to work with you. You probably have a case study. You have a clear marketing angle, and you have an offer, and you have like something that can be productized and sold on a larger scale, right? You're also doing YouTube. You have a content foundation already. You've proven to yourself that you can stay consistent. And now you're kind of like ready to take that next level and scale your business to the next thing. So in your case here, I would definitely say, bro, that when you explain to me that your bottleneck is getting consistent calls on calendar, then the only thing in this world that can solve that is paid acquisition, right? Starting paid ads. Because the cool part about paid ads is that it gives you clear numbers. And not just clear numbers, but numbers that you can control, right? Because you will pay a specific amount of money to reach 1,000 people, and then you'll get percentages and numbers from what happens when you reach those 1,000 people. X amount of people will turn in and for example visit your Instagram profile if you run profile visit ads. X amount of them will become followers. X amount of the followers will be conversations to calls to show up, and then show up to sale, and then sale. How much revenue and how much cash collected, right? And then you can always reverse engineer that process to if you need calls on calendar, then you can just turn up the ads volume. Of course, some numbers will break due to the amount of volume that you put into the system, but in your case, bro, you would like, in my opinion, you will need to start allocating 10 to 15% of your profit every month towards paid ads. If you don't want to do that rule of thumb, bro, then I will recommend you to take a specific amount of money that you are willing to lose. That's the mindset you want to have towards ads. And then you want to dedicate that number for a period of 4 to 6 months. So let's say that it is $4,000. Then you want to divide those $4,000 into 6 months. Then you have your monthly spend of, let's say, 570 or something, which is a daily spend of close to $20, right? And then you want to start the ads, and then you want to start with 2 creatives and put the same amount of money into each creative, and then you want to test it up against each other, find the winner, and then add another to split test those against each other, and then you want to continue to do so until you have a winner. In the beginning, bro, you don't know what a winner is and what a winner isn't, because you don't have any KPIs to measure from. So your simple goal in mind, bro, should just be to spend money until you get your first sale, and that is your benchmark, kinda. Remember, you have a long sales cycle due to the simple fact that you sell something high ticket, so you will only be able to see the real results in 4 to 6 months and even a year from now. So just commit, bro, to start spending money on ads. And then please promise me, bro, that you don't do what everyone else does when they turn on paid ads. It's that they get complacent. They believe that paid ads will save their business. They believe that they don't have to do the work anymore because they're running paid ads. And that is the wrong mindset to have. You need to still do all of the things that got you from 7 to 10K. So content, acquisition, real stories, outreach, sales calls, discovery calls. And then the ads is simply just a bonus. Okay, promise me that. Other than that, bro, I don't know your offer price. I don't know if it's high ticket enough to start scaling with ads. In your case, bro, I don't know what your... if you want to, bro, you can, in the next comment here, you can text me a little bit more information about your business. So offer price, offer length, what you help people with, these things. Then it's a lot easier for me to structure a clear game plan. But from this information, start paid ads for at least 4 to 6 months. Don't get complacent. So do all of the other things that you've done to get to this point. You probably need to raise your prices and shorten the time horizon of you working with people. I work with people for 4 months because that is the time horizon it takes me to get them to where they are now to where they want to be. Of course not if they want to go from 0 to $1 million a month. I cannot do that in 4 months. But I do not promise people anything, right? And then I'm very reasonable with people to where are we now and where do we want to be in 4 months. So that is the time frame that I work with people with, for example. And it's not random. So I really appreciate the question, Dino. And yeah, just crush it, bro. You are doing well. Then we have a question here from Daniel. Let me do like this so that you can actually see it. There we go. Hey, Fred, awesome video. Thank you so much, man. In content and personal branding and basically everywhere else, how and where do you draw the line between being authentic and straight up putting yourself in a lower perceived status authority? That's one question. Okay, nice. So this is a good question. For me, it is very important to be authentic, and I think being authentic is not something that you can force. Being authentic is just being you. So this means speaking your truth and then also sharing the things that you want to share in the way that you want to share it, right? And if you do that for a long enough period of time, then people will call you authentic because you've been yourself for a long enough period of time, right? I know a lot of people, they are heavily advocates for being an authority and making sure that you have a clear gap between people that you serve and then yourself. Whereas I've realized that you don't really have to, right? Like, I don't want to attract people that see me as some kind of like authority god and like, oh my God, I'm betting on Fred. Fred will fix my business. I need people that is like me, that believes heavily in themselves, that have realized that they could use some guidance to get to the next step, but they're also very confident that they will get there if they get the right roadmap. And then it's my job to provide the right roadmap, you know? And also, bro, what I've realized is that you need to start treating your content kind of like a Netflix series that people can turn into, right? In every series, there is a standpoint and there is a goal, right? That's why, for example, in my daily updates videos, I have the very specific goal of getting to $1 million a year in personal profit. That is probably the majority of the reasons why most of you tune in. It's because that I've set myself a public goal that you want to tune into and see, hey, how is this guy doing towards his goal? And even though that I don't make it to the goal, I'm pretty sure that I will. And I want to do everything that I can in order to make it happen, right? But even though that it doesn't succeed or happen, then you'll still respect me, because people respect a person more that stands up for himself and his goals and does it publicly rather than someone that is winning in private, right? That is why we love Rocky, Creed, these kind of movies where even though that main character is losing the boxing fights, we still respect him and love him, right? Because we see the hard work that he's putting in. And I like to use that analogy a lot when I create my own content and my own brand, so to say. I hope that makes sense, bro. Next question, and let's say, for example, if I wanted to make a form of daily updates like these, but had no proper audience to Q&A with, what else would you make to appear as much as possible on your ICP's feed? Thanks, man. So, bro, it's not so much about appearing as much as possible on your ICP's feed. It is about appearing with the right content, right? There's a reason why I don't post these videos on my main channel, right? There's a reason to why I don't share this channel always on my Instagram. It is because that I know that different content pieces have different roles inside of my sales funnel, right? So I think, bro, for you, let's take me as an example first. The reason why a lot of people tune into these daily updates, not a lot of people, but like, let's say 40, 50 people consistently, is because that I have a decent resume, right? Like I am currently doing between 4 to 500K per year in profit, and I've done $3 million online with my own offers at this point. And people value the words coming out of my mouth due to the things that I've done, right? It's and just like Alex Hormozi, for example, people value his words 100 times more than mine because of his resume. And you just have to realize that when starting out, it's that you need to do all of the dirty work and build yourself a name before people want to listen to you. And then when you have something to say and people want to listen, then it's a snowball effect. That's why I told Dino that he's past the hardest phase of business. Starting out, getting to 10K a month. 10K a month is a lot of money, man. You know, that's impressive. If you calculate and ask ChatGPT how many people at my age are making $10,000 a month, you're in the top 0.1%, right? We just tend to forget that because we are in the realm of business that we are, or like realm of the world almost, right? So I think, bro, you want to find a medium, find a platform, find a way for you to stay consistent and let people updated on your goals and what you're working on. And maybe not so much what you are doing, bro, but how can you provide as much value as possible to people, right? That's why I do Q&As, is because it gives you, all of you that are watching, it gives you value. So I think, bro, it can be Instagram stories, right? It can be let's say an Instagram monthly update that you do where you reflect on your business. But I think, bro, if I were you, I would rather spend more time on serving clients and getting really good results. And then once you have that track record, then start doing something daily updates. I've told the people that I work with, for example, is that the whole point of this thing is to stay accountable to yourself every single day. And you don't have to do it publicly. You can also do it inside of a journal, right? Writing down every single day what you're grateful for, what you worked on, and what you'll work on tomorrow. And then someday you can take it public like I've done with this channel, right? I hope it makes sense, bro. I appreciate the question. I hope that I didn't discourage you. That's the last thing that I want to do. So just focus on providing value, bro. That's what I want to end it with. See how much value you can provide, either through reels, long form story, outreach, whatever, and then focus on that. And then once that is dialed in, then you can turn it into a series if you feel comfortable with that. This is my good friend Mess. Thanks, bro. Appreciate all you do. Great insights into the different ads for different awareness stages for this type of funnel. I appreciate that, brother. I hope you are doing extremely well. That is it for questions. Then we'll dive into business stats, which is as promised, it is this sheet that I fill out every single day. So I start by tracking the growth of my social channels. My daily updates has 328. And my main YouTube channel is currently sitting on 6,412. Then I have my Instagram profile, which is dropping a little bit here, which is fine. And then 328, right? There we go. Yesterday was pretty boring because I didn't make any money and I didn't spend any. So it's a 0 day, so to say. To-do list. So today was Tuesday. What I did today was that I started ads for my agency. I'll show you next week when I have some more data that I can actually run you through instead of just like, hey, here's my thesis. Then I built my program. I wrote content pieces. So I did IG, both stories, reels, LinkedIn. But the main thing right now that I'm doing is my program, and I can't show it to you because it's exclusive for my clients. And that's what I did today. yeah, just a big ass writing day because I had no calls. So I like to just get in the zone and then get a lot of work done on these days. Because for example, tomorrow I have calls all day, and I know that with my energy levels that then I won't be able to be creative and get writing done when I've had a lot of calls, right? So that's why I have this rule here, is because I know that I burn out when I have too many calls. But I still enjoy calls, so it's like a fine line, right? For strategy today, I wanted to talk about content system and how I see content and how I want to leverage my time, because I don't have any employees, right? Which is kind of like on purpose. So I want to go run you through how I go about my content system, my content creation, that allows me to get videos out daily on the daily updates, LinkedIn posts, Instagram Reels, stories, build my program, manage my clients. I think for many people it sounds like a lot, and it doesn't have to be that way. I think when you put yourself and force yourself into a state of content creation, then it's like, hey Fred, you need to be creative now, and that is almost impossible. I've realized actually over the last few months that my creativity typically comes from serving my clients first. That gets me into thinking. And then from there, it's just about taking the things that I've done for my clients and then turning them into pieces of content that can attract new clients. That's also why I like the Q&A on this channel, right? It makes me think. It forces me to give you some sort of answer, just like my clients expect answers, right? So my flow right now is actually pretty simple. I help my clients, right? So typically I help my clients on a call, or I help my clients on text. Either they have a call with me, they have one bi-weekly, and they can text me every day on Slack, and I answer 3 to 4 times per day. So it's a very tight-knit community with the people that I work with. And then based on the call or based on the text, I turn it into an asset, right? So I don't have to sit and show every single client on how to make a YouTube VSL. Then I can just make a big ass asset guide on how to make a YouTube VSL that converts, and then give it to every single person, right? And that is what I've done for the last 10 months. And that is basically what's gonna be my video program, right? The thing that I'm building now and then opening up on 1st of September. Then whenever I've served my clients, right, I want to take this asset right here. That asset is how to. So how to implement it, how to get it done, right? I want to turn that asset, and then what I do with it is that I turn it into info. Let's write the full word, information, right? Because there is a big difference between information and implementation. In my opinion, the implementation should always be reserved to the people that have paid you out of respect, and the information can be given to everyone, right? Typically when you are the person giving other people light bulb moments of like, hey Dino, you can actually get from 7 to 10k a month to 20 to 30k a month with this ad setup and DM setting flow and call process and offer stack. Like once you've shown people what is possible, they will typically go to you for how to actually do it, right? And you're not an idiot for giving the how-to away. Like if you lead your business with value and how-to and implementation, you'll get very famous, right? Because you're an amazing guy giving everything away, but your business will suck. And also people will get bad results because you're giving everything away for free. Something that can be delivered and given away for free holds no value, all right? But what you want to do is that over a long enough period of time, you want to show that you have the information so people can come to you for the implementation, right? That is very, very important. Then I basically just repurpose it for my social channels, right? I take that asset and then I can repurpose it as a story on my Instagram. I can turn it into a LinkedIn post. I can turn it into a YouTube video, or I can turn it into a Instagram reel, right? Because it's already written, it's already made. I just have to turn it into the right format, right? And then once I've done that and leveraged it out, what I actually do in between here is that I give it to my graphic designer, and then he makes it look better instead of just me writing plain text. And that's just a thing that I've added recently, turning everything that I've written down and I know into like more visual assets. because I believe that branding will play a large role moving forward in the consulting space due to the supply and demand not really going hand in hand. That's for another day. And then I basically just repeat, right? So this means that the majority of my work is just writing and helping people, and then everything just ripples down from that. It's like a waterfall, right? It like everything just ripples down from exactly that, which is super, super cool. I can give you an example. Maybe I leak my entire business here, but so be it. So I posted this LinkedIn post today, and what I did before is that I yesterday wrote inside of my paid community, which is where I keep all of my mentorship clients. They're all inside of a Slack channel. I wrote my reflections about my daily updates channel there. I do that. I give people pretty like some decent, how do you say it? I give them updates with a high frequency. So like I update these people on what I'm doing inside of my business, right? So I wrote that post for people in there, for my community, and then I turned it into a LinkedIn post, and then I'll probably turn it into an Instagram story next week, and then maybe in 3 months from now, then I'll take the same format and concept, and then I'll be like, then I'll make a YouTube video on my main channel called I Post It Every Day for 90 days so you don't have to. Here's what I learned. Something like that, right? So the key here that I want to give all of you is that most people do it in this order right here. Most people start with, they block out time in their calendar, and then they're like, now I need to create content, right? And then you force yourself to create content you don't even know if people want to consume. Whereas I always know that people want to consume my content because my content is built around the problems that my clients have. If my clients has the problem, my followers and my ideal customer profiles, they also have that problem, right? So start serving your clients first, protect that relationship with everything that you have, because people that have paid you money 100 times more important than the people that haven't. Because if you have that mindset, then people that haven't paid you money, once they pay you and go from follower to client, they never want to go back to being just a follower, right? There's a very, very simple reason to why my renewal rate is 75%. It's because I focus on my clients first, right? And there you have it. I really appreciate you watching this video. We will, of course, see each other tomorrow. And I wish you just, good luck and good fortune with your business. And I wish you all the best. See you.